Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming. Guys, welcome back. For everyone that's new, this is a Let's Build video. What are Let's Build videos? What are they all about? Well, Let's Build video, I take a model kit and I'll show you how to put it together. If there's any areas of concern on the sprue, like you have to be careful of chains, pipes, etc., I'll give you guys a heads up. If there's a bit of on the piece you're trying to cut off that needs to stay, but it looks like it's sprue to be taken away, I'll give you guys a heads up. If you struggle with dyslexia or just struggle with instruction in general, this is a visual aid to help you. If you're interested in models for a particular army but don't know how easy they are to build, again, this is just to help you. These Let's Build videos are to help everyone of any age, any skill level, and these instructions, this is definitely going to need this video for you guys, because they're absolutely nuts. But anyway, for all my regulars here, guys, I full love, thank you very much. I'll see you in a minute. Right, so you would have seen from the thumbnail, I'm building Drukhari Hellions, I think they're called. Yeah, Hellions. Now, straight off the bat, the instructions is old school instructions with no numbers. However, the sprue has numbers. That makes no sense to me, but anyway. Tools needed as always. Mold line scraper. Use a hobby knife or some sort of surgical blade. If you're using a sharp tool, just be careful because it's sharp. Let everyone in the house know you're using a sharp tool. Make sure there's no cats jumping around, or make sure there's no little hands into place. Clippers, most useful part of our kit. Now I do have sanding sponge. You have sanding sponge, sanding block. The block is more rigid, the sponge is more flexible, especially for chains and pipes. You can use a file if you want as well. Files, for those who don't know, this isn't a file, this is a lolly stick, but files about this sort of thickness, and it allows you to get right into the bits and pieces and clean mold lines and stuff. This is a plastic kit, so plastic glue. I do have super glue at hand just in case, but I never usually need it. Not for plastic kits anyway. So first thing we're going to do, there's two sprues in this box. We're going to look at the sprues and ascertain what's what, to make our jobs a lot easier. Now, there's a lot of crazy weapons on these guys, but let's start with the obvious. There's the heads, there's parts of the gliders that they go on. They look like the same design but just slightly different here and there. There's part of the glider as well. These are just weapon arms, that chains and pipes and whips, so chains and whips. You got these two-handed weapons here that look absolutely amazing, but look, there's another hand there, so it's going to be an annoying one to put together, but we'll see. The other sprue now has some more of the body parts. There's actually 5 in the box. I thought there was only 3, but there's 5 in the box. There's bodies, front and back. There is, what else we got? We've got legs. Looks like they're barefoot, which is nice. More skin to paint. We've got shoulder pauldron things. I don't know if they have to go on if they're optional, I don't know, but there's loads of other little bits and pieces of trophy things and all that sort of stuff. So this is a very mad kit, because let's start with this one. Like I said, there's no instructions. I'm not going to spoof you and say, oh, there's no numbers on it. And, just shows you a picture. It doesn't say this one goes to this one, so I presume they're all universal. First thing we're going to need is one of these pieces. So I'm going to snip one off and end one of these. Now bear in mind, these bits have to stay on. You have to snip it up here by the top of the sprue. Okay, so I'm going to snip those, clean those, and I'll come back and show you how they go together. Right, this is very straightforward. So you take this piece, this bit here, a little vent there at the front, just slots in there like so. Okay, that big ball there, big hole, is for one of their flying stands to slide into. That fits in there quite nice. But I won't be putting that in straight away, because I'll be undercoating the model. When that's dry, then I'll flip it and I'll look at the other side, then I super glue that in. Now, there's that. And I've noticed there is actually 5 in the box, but there's 3 different variants. Okay, so is that this one? No, that's not this one. That's the bottom one. Okay, so this one, I just randomly picked one up. Randomly took a front piece. Yeah. So the next piece we need for this is one of the exhausts, which they're all numbered 65, so it doesn't really matter which one. So I'm going to snip it off, clean it down, and I'll show you how it goes on. Right, so this has a little pinhole in the back, and the other one's about open. So the pinhole slots on the back here. It's a cross section, so it just slots in like so. That's one of the gliders done. Okay. Let's look for this. Let's look for the one that's a bit more difficult. So there's three different types of glider, and there's 5 gliders in the box. So you're going to repeat yourself a couple of times, I'd imagine. Which one is it? How bizarre! I've just noticed something that's really, really bizarre. Yeah, I'm going to have to show you this because it's really bizarre. Okay, so the first one I've done is this one, yeah? Straightforward. You've got this variant where the wings go backwards, okay? And you've got this one that has the 2 little pods in the bottom. But this one with the wings go backwards, that's the bizarre one. Because none of these wings are going backwards, they're all going forward. Actually, I'm looking at it now, actually, they're all the same as that. No, they're not. They're very similar. No, sorry, that's the top one, yeah. Okay, so I've only got one of the one that has the boosters, which is this one here. The rest of them are all the same as this, look. So this is this box. Now you could get a box and you could have all different variants in it, or you could have all the same like I have. I don't know. So anyway, I'm going to take this one off, and the piece that we need underneath of that, don't even tell me it's not even here. It's not. Oh my goodness me, it's not. That's a bit mad. It's supposed to be like this, but it has a flat bit coming out. I'm looking at them wrong. Oh, maybe I am. Maybe I am, yeah, I think I am. Okay. So I'm going to take this one and this one. I'm going to put them together the same way. So imagine, yeah, they go together the same way. And I come back with the little pod bits that go underneath. Right, so these are the 2 things that we need, the 2 dorsal pods from up here. One's numbered 60, one's numbered 66. That doesn't matter because instructions have numbers, but it's these 2 pieces we need. Right, so the way these go, it's very straightforward. This little funny bit at the back, that's the back of it that goes towards the back. So I'm trying to put it on the way there. So that goes on there, like so. Okay. And the other one goes on this side. Again, with the funny bit at the back. Spike coming downwards like so. Now, if there is a little knobbly bit on the back of there, like as you can see, just take your plastic glue. Just don't squeeze it on there, but just push it on there, from the edge of your nozzle. Do the same on the front. And what that do is that melt that little lump of plastic and it'll be gone. So I'm going to glue that in. And then the last thing that this one needs is another one of the tailpipe bits, which is numbered 65, I don't know why, but another one of those. And that goes on the same way as the first one. Right, so the rest of the ones on here go together the same as the first one. Now I would imagine even if you get a mixture of variants, apart from the sergeant's ones, so we call it, they'll be the same. You know, to go together the same way, just looking at both different variants, is top, bottom, and the dorsal bits go in the back. So I'm going to clip those off and clean those down and glue those all together, and then come back to you for the riders. Right, so I made a cock up here because looking at them on the sprue, they all look the same. Okay, they still look the same to me. They're not though, they are different. Yeah, they are very different. I've gone the wrong way around, that's why. So there we go. So looking at them on the sprue, they all look the same. Yeah, there's one for the sergeant unit, but they all look the same. When I got them off the sprue, I realised that they're very similar, but they're different. So these two have the wings going that way, that's one variant. These ones have the wings coming around the front, that's the second variant. Because these little bits at the back are actually their little diesel type things. Now, moving on to the riders now. Now this is a difficult one for me to figure out here. Because there's no numbers on these, on the instructions, but there's numbers on here. Right, so they can hang on with Hellglaive and Agonizer, which is a whip. And Hellglaive is a two-handed blade. They've got Sunclaw, which is like a chain thing that they throw. Okay, so I'm looking at the instructions and it's telling, but there's no numbers on it. So I'm presuming that the legs line up with each other. Okay, and I don't know. It's a bit of a 1, 2, 3, 4. There's one here that has the two legs on it, which is grand. Sorry, let me just have a flick through the other page. Right, so I don't know exactly the loadout of weapons. I presume they can all have these Hellglaives. I presume one of them can have an Agonizer, which is the whip. The reason I say it's only one on the sprue. Or I presume one of them can have the Sunclaw, because again there's only one on the sprue. How many guns are there? Don't see the gun arms. Where's one? There's only one gun arm. Oh dear me. Okay. Right, so I think I'll start with the sergeant, which is, I'll just take this one out, because that seems the simplest. And it's not telling me specific body, but looking at all the bodies, this one here has the big round bit at the bottom. If we look at this, it's a big hole, so I presume that's the one that would go in there. And all of these look the same. So this one of these, and this, I'm going to snip and clean them. I'm going to show you how they go together. Once I show you how these two bits go together, the front and the back, yeah, I'm not going to need to show you the other ones because they're the same. So I'll clip those off and just clean those and glue those fronts and backs together. Right, so I put a bit of glue on that. You can see there's a big bulb at the top and a big bulb at the bottom. Drop it next, my hands are freezing here. That just goes in there like so. Nope, no it doesn't, it's come out. Just slots in there like so, because then it gives you the bits. No, these ones come out, stay in there. Gives you a bit to put the head into. Gives you the ball joint to put into the body itself. I'm just going to drop a bit of glue, not squeeze it down, just rub whatever's on the nib, just on the join lines. Let's get rid of the join lines across the shoulders and leave that to dry. Now I decide what weapons to have. Definitely going to give this one the pistol, making things easier. And there is also, that's the hand, is the glaive on the other side of it. No, there isn't a one-handed glaive. Okay. What I'll do then, to keep it simple, I'll give the Sergeant 1 this glaive, because this hand here, I can see where the thumb is for this side of the model, and I'll put the dagger for the other side of the model, because this gun arm is the same size as the glaive. I think it's the gun and the whip, or the gun and one of these two, agonizer and the sunclaw. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to snip those off, clean those down. I'll show you how one set goes on. Don't know if I'm going to have to show you the others. I might have to, because I see a hand just holding it there. Anyway, let me just do that one first and I'll come back to you again. Right, so this side of the body, and I'll put a bit of glue. Take the dagger arm and glue that on there. Now it doesn't want to stick straight away because it's flat surface under flat surface. What you do is you just rub it. Keep rubbing that surface and it heats the glue up. And as it heats the glue up, you'll go like that and it'll be all tacky, so then you can just push it into place and it'll stay. Like so. Okay. Now, this arm goes on the same, but the other side. Trying to show you that and turn that round. The other side there. Okay. This is probably going to be one of those ones I have to glue and just leave to dry. It's going to be a pain in the backside trying to glue that into the body. I really checked the feet out, and the feet sit on like that. So those little grooves there, they just stand in there. But this is going to be one of those ones where I'm going to glue it and either hold it or glue it and just let it prop something up to stop it from sliding. I might actually glue him on first. Finish building the body and the arms and the head. Glue him on, because then I can glue the body into it. Or should I do the body first? No, I think I'm better off doing the body first. It just holds it into place. Anyway, I'm going to glue the other arm on, clean this down. Let me show you how this goes on. This slots in like so. Okay, so I'm going to glue those two bits together, and then I'll come back to you for the next piece. Okay, so with the legs, I'm presuming that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, that's 4 Hellions, because the 5th one is the double legs. Okay. Now look at the instructions. There's no numbers on the instructions to do with what's on the sprue, which is bizarre, I don't know. It has happened before, especially with Land Raider. But it's telling me, oh, this configuration here is suitable with the Skyboard variants 1 and 2. But there's no numbers. So you can't, it's not like, oh, okay, these two here can go on this one. Or these two here can go on that one. It's not telling me that sort of craziness. I presume, as I said, they go together. So I'm going to snip the first two off. Okay, they're numbered 5 and 6. Not that really matters because there's no numbers and instructions. But I'm going to snip those off, and they should go together. Okay, and if they do, then I'll glue a body to them, and then we'll go from there. Right, so this is the first one. I haven't finished cleaning this. There's still a little bit on the foot, but there was a little pin and there's a little hole, and this is dry fitting now. It just does slot in there like so. There's a horrible joint now, but that's going to be a body in this, that's not going to matter. So I'm going to glue that together. I'm going to cut the rest of them off, but I'm going to do it in twos. So I'm not cutting all off at the same time. I cut these two off, clean them down, glue them together, because I presume they're going to be the same way. Yeah, there's a pin, there's a hole. They all have pins and holes, I think. Pins, yeah, holes, yeah. So that's what I'm going to do. Glue them all together, and the body will just slot in the same way as the first one did. Well, the first one does. And in the top hole that's going to be made in there. So I'm going to do all that, and then I'll come back to you then for the next bit. Right. So I glued this lovely one together, and I realised my mistake. I shouldn't have glued the arms on. I should have glued it like this, body and legs. Because the arms on there, you're trying to rest it somewhere so the glue to set, and this one kept trying to come out. Sorry, you can't see it. This one started trying to come out the body started trying to come out the legs. So glue the legs together. Okay, so the first set, snip all the bodies front and back off, and then make one set together. Then when you're gluing the second set of legs, after you've clipped and cleaned the second set of legs and gluing them together, then go back to the first set and glue the body onto the legs, and have it just sitting down, drying. Now, is it not focusing in? I'm on focusing. Go. I'm going to leave these to dry for a few hours. Might even come back to them tomorrow, because I think they're going to be a pain in the arse trying to put the arms on. The body's on the bottom part of the body's on a little socket. I'm trying to put the arms in. That's going to start trying to move itself away. So I want the plastic glue to fully cure and fully set. I'm actually trying to figure out how the best way to glue them onto their little discs, or what they're called, skyboards. Because I got a funny feeling they're going to need to be propped with something propped up against it to stop it falling over. And there's a bridge to cross when I get to it, but I'll figure it out. I might even have to super glue it on, to be honest, because super glue will dry a lot quicker. Don't really want to use super glue on plastic kits because I have plastic glue, so that's what I want to use, but that might be the only option. I think the only other time I've used super glue on a plastic kit was on the manettes, because their shoulders come down, then there's a flat bit with their just above their elbow, but then the arms then slot onto that, so they're sort of hanging. So I think it's the only time I've used super glue on a plastic kit so far, but this might be the second time. But anyway, I'm going to leave it to dry, and I'll come back to you again after. Right, so now that that's all dried as one piece is fine. The next thing we need is a head for the first one. Now there are some amazing heads here. Of course, I'll show you the back of the heads. Some amazing looking heads. I don't know which one to go with. Absolutely amazing. I kind of like this one with the hair, so I'm going to go with that one. Now, see this little bit here? It just slots to the top. Just literally slots in there. Okay, so I'm going to snip that off, clean it down, and then she will glue on. Where's her glider? This one. So she will glue onto there, like so. So I might have to super glue her on there to those little round slots either side. That's what goes on, and then she's going to be done. So I'm probably going to prop her up with a paint pot or something just behind her, just to hold her up on it. And then I'll come back and show you how to do the arms, because the arms are a bit weird, and they're telling me to have backpacks to put on there, with weapons hanging off them and shoulder pads. I don't really like the look of the shoulder pads. They look like, I don't know, it looks very like old Chaos Warrior type to me. But you know, look, I'll show you. I won't show you how it goes on because I don't really want to put it on, but I'll point it out to you and where it goes. But let me just finish doing her, and I'll come back to for the next ones. Right, so I put her on a bit of super glue. Now these are the two hands. These are the ones that have the two hands on them. So there's the arm, second arm. There's the joint part. So obviously this flat piece glues into there, and then the flat piece. So we've got this piece here glues into there, and this flat piece here glues onto the shoulder of the guy, and then this other piece here glues into the other side. Now I'm going to snip these two off. I'm going to plastic glue that on to there, give it for a moment to dry. Then I come to this one, which is the same thing, but this is the piece here. Is there actually a pin on there? No. Yeah. So as that one's drying, I then will glue this one into place. Gives me a chance to mess around with it, and then just put a head onto him, her. Says boobies, says her. And when I'm gluing this onto the second one, same way, I will then glue her to the flying skyboard, and then prop her up like this one. Right, upon looking at it, I actually decided it'd be easier just to pull it straight on. So I put the little arm on first, glued that on, and then put a dab of glue on the wrist area, and then double glue on this side, and glued that arm straight on, and this lined up perfectly. First go, there was no messing around with it. I'm very, very pleased with that. So now I just need to find a way of propping her up. I'll do the same with the other two, the arm and the blade. Let's prop her up. Okay, it didn't quite work, but she's sturdy enough. So just to remind you, the other two, this one here and this one, we just took this. So again, I'm going to glue this one on first, and then come in and glue this on straight onto the model. And then go on to the next one then after that. Right, so I just want to show you this one. This one's a little bit difficult to clean off. There's a little pip on that end and a little pip on that end where it comes from the sprue. I couldn't clean it out with the mold scraper or the sanding sponge, so I'm going to come in with a bit of plastic glue, drop it onto it, and that'll melt it down to nothing. Of course the arm came off when I put the glue on. Still off, come on. Again, this one went on pretty straightforward as well. No messing around. Right, so the next one has the glaive in one hand. Yeah. So this is going to be this side of the body, but then he has this hand here for the other side of the body. So I'm going to snip those two off, clean them down, glue them onto that one, and that one's ready. And then we'll come back to the last one, which I think I messed up on a little bit, but that's not my fault. That's because the instructions should have had that model at the front. But we'll get on to that in a second. Right, I didn't actually mess up on it. I thought I did, but I didn't. This is one, okay. I don't know why, but has it swinging behind him. I think it's done that way to try and counterbalance the model, but I don't even know if that's the right legs and body, or legs, for the one it's telling me, because there's no numbers on it. But if we don't want to go with that one, you can go with this one, which is another arm, and the arm joins in there, same as the other ones, which is just as good. It's pretty cool though, but I don't know why it's hanging out behind. Anyway, I'm going to go with this one because I just think it's, I know, shocking. The two-handed weapon I'm going for. So I found it very easy putting the other two on. And then I'll go through the other bits on the sprue that I'm not putting on that you can put on. Right, so all they need now is the heads and then glued to their skyboards. screw them to the skyboard is very straightforward. See on this one, just basically where a little circle is, and that little circle is basically where their feet go. There might be a slight variation in a few of them, like one foot might be slightly forward than the other. But the other options for this unit, so I don't show you the heads because that's very straightforward. The other options for this unit are these amazing things, and these go on their backpacks. Now I don't see the point of putting them on, to be honest. You can leave them off, it's up to you. The other option is these shoulder pads. The shoulder pads go on this side. Now again, I don't see the point. I think that looks pretty cool with just the muscle. Okay, that's that. Then the skyboards themselves, these bad boys, have all of these options. So you can have skulls hanging off them, you can have heads hanging off them. Again, I don't see the point in that. I'm not going to do it, but it's a very cool addition you can have. I think for me, a lot of these bits might be kept for if I kit bash around Cronus or something, because I think they're not all the pieces, but some of the pieces can be actually pretty good, especially all the skulls and everything else hanging off of them. Anyway, I don't need to show you the rest of these guys, because pretty much that's it. Just heads and then glue them onto the boards. If you want to put the sod pads on, work away. If you want to put the little backpack of goodies and blades and everything on their back, then again, work away. So what do I think of these models? I think they're really cool. I really like them. I think they're going to be a pain in the backside when it comes to undercoating them, because let me show you the flying stand. I think I showed you at the beginning. That goes in there like so, and then the bottom end of this goes into here. Okay, so it just pops in. Now you're better off just putting a little bit of glue around this little bit, the bottom. Don't put it on the bottom piece, because when you push it through, the glue will come out the bottom, and when you put it down to dry, it's going to stick to it. At least when you put that in, the glue is going to smear around there. And when you do put it in, before you put this down to dry, just get your finger and give it a little wipe underneath to make sure there's no glue like leaking out. If there is glue, keep rubbing it until it's dried, and you know, I don't have to worry about it sticking to anything. But for me, when it comes to spraying, I'm going to show you on her. I'm going to put it down like that, spray, and then when that's dry, I will turn her upside down and spray underneath, and find a way of propping her so she's up like that. Now when it comes to putting the flying stand in, I will put super glue in there, because it will be primed. I don't stick it to the base until the flying stand, until I've primed the model. Same with the jet bikes, wind riders, you know, anything like that, just so I can get to even the kinetic spiders. I always do them, spray them first and then glue them to the flying stand. The difficulty rating for these guys, I'd probably give them a 3.5. I'll tell you why. The instruction, well, actually no, the instructions are, you know, not very helpful at all. But they're helpful, but they're not the best. So there's no numbers on there at all. This is what it looks like. These parts you need, you know, and they tell, oh, this kind of skyboard ranks 1 and 2. Okay, without numbers, that means nothing really. Now you could have the same kit, open the instructions up, and the numbers are all perfect on there. There's all numbers and instructions. I got this from Air Hobbies, and I think it might be 8th edition kit. Could even be 7th, I don't know, but it's around whenever they got the last, you know, refresh on these sort of guys, and that's probably why the instructions is the way they are. Now they could have any more printed, like, you know, recently they could have changed the instructions so they got numbers. You know, if they do and you have that, fantastic. At least, you know, still watch this video and get an idea of how things go together, especially some of the tricky little bits that I've shown you how to do, like drying them on the glue them to the skyboard and have them propped there ready, dried up, so by the time I come out to spray that, it's all done. It's all dry and there's no business of falling off. So I'd give it a 3.5. It would be more because of the instructions, but I don't know if the new kit boxes have the correct, numbered instructions in. They are very fiddly, especially the arms. But my regular viewers will know I hate doing arms like that with the 2 arms holding one weapon. But they went on straightforward, so I'm actually very pleased with that. The skyboards themselves are so simple to build. It's just they are a little bit fiddly. There's a couple of horrible mold lines on a few places that are just difficult to get into. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I hope this video helps some of you. If you're new to the channel, seeing this for the first time, hit the subscribe button because it costs you absolutely nothing. Turn your notifications on so you don't miss anything. Everyone smash the thumbs up button so it triggers YouTube share this video with more and more people, which makes this amazing community you guys grow even more. Now, I did say in the last battle report, I will be trying to put Drukhari Army, well, I will be putting the Drukhari Army on the table after Christmas. These will feature in it, okay? So I have to get them, I have to finish gluing them, spray them and glue into their base and everything else. They will feature in the battle. If you have any comments or anything about these models, chuck them below as always, guys. Until next time, thanks for watching. Take it easy.